Yes, Betty?
Margie is here to see you, Mr. Albright, with a financial problem.
What? Another one? Well, I guess that's what fathers are for. Send her in.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, I see you brought your financial problem along with you in the flabby flesh. What's your pitch, Freddie? Trying to borrow money from Margie or putting the bite on me so that you can pay her what you already owe her?
I've got no financial problem today. I just picked up my unemployment check.
I came to see you about my trust fund from Grandmother Margie's estate. I just got my yearly dividend check for $400.
Oh, and I suppose you'll blow it on new clothes the same as last year.
This year, I'm going to invest it with the brilliant vice president of Honeywell and Todd.
Oh, congratulations, honey. Now you're making sense.
I want to trade my car in when the new models come out, and the dealer said all I need is $1,200. So you take my $400 and build it up, huh?
Are you kidding? You expect me to triple it in a few months? Listen, honey, the highest rate of interest that I would recommend to anyone is 6%, which would net you exactly $24 a year.
$24? Dad, I wish you'd stop treating me like a child. Your wealthy clients didn't get that way at $24 a year. Any idiot knows that.
Well, sure. I know it for a fact. I mean, I know a fellow who pays as high as 1,000% interest on investments made with him. He runs Global Amusement Enterprises Incorporated.
You mean he's in show business?
Mm-hmm. Big operator. Why, Mr. Albright, even an old square... stuffed shirt... conservative like you knows that big Broadway shows make fabulous profits.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to invest in a show? Dad, you can just keep your little old 6%. I'm going to put my money to work behind the footlights.
Now,
don't try to stop me. It's my money and my mind's made up.
Okay, Margie, now this is what I'm going to do. You invest your money with old Freddie Gluebrain here, and I will give you $2 for every dollar that you earn on one condition.
Which is?
That if you lose your shirt, you'll drive your old car for another year and not come crying to me.
Okay, Dad, that's a deal.
Very well. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have a conference with Mr. Honeywell.
Let's call this friend of yours right away.
Yes?
Betty, get me Mr. Crane at Global Amusement Enterprises Incorporated.
Yes, sir.
$400? Whose piggy bank you bust into? What I mean is, I do have a situation you could buy into for just that kind of money. Looks like I got a live one, folks.
Quiet, Ike and Mike.
One of the entertainment highlights of the century. The marvelous Mandinis, a little family of 5 who are an entire production in themselves. Now, look, why don't you come over here? We'll talk business right away. Good, fine, I'll be waiting. Well, folks, looks like we're off the hook.
Just in time. Our landlady was ready to throw us out.
Oh, Bertha, you better beat it with Mike and Ike. Might queer the deal if this sucker knew she had to keep these two gluttons in fish.
Okay, kids, come on, get out. Gee, this office building is kind of run down, isn't it?
Well, for $400, you're not dealing with Rogers and Hammerstein, you know.
Well, anyway, this is show business, and I love it.
Well, if it isn't my old pal,
Freddie Wilson.
Of course.
And this is the investor I told you about, Margie Albright.
How do you do, Miss Albright?
How do you do?
Meet the marvelous Mandini.
Ta-da!
That's more Joe. That is Joe's wife, Bertha, and, of course, the world-famous duo, Mike and Ike, they look alike.
They're the twins.
Oh, how wonderful. How old are they?
Just 5.
Only 5 and working in a circus?
Well, you see this, the Mandini started them juggling right from the cradle. Oh, sit down, Miss. Now then, shall we talk business?
Yes. Am I investing in a whole circus?
Well, not for $400, miss. But I will sell you 50% of the Mandini's contract. Of course, I'd handle them myself, but they have their heart set on television, and I'm just a circus and carny man.
How much could I get for them on TV?
Well, the big variety shows pay circus acts $1,000 and up.
1,000? Well, if I got them on just a few shows, I'd have my $1,200 like that. Isn't that wonderful, Freddie? Freddie!
Hey, look, I'm juggling. How about that, Margie? No hands, huh? Hey,
Well, here's the contract, miss. Now, you just sign it, and you're on your way to fame and fortune.
Yeah, and I'll be in show business, too. Now, here's my check.
Thank you. Well, boys, you better go tell the rest of the family while your new manager and I discuss the details.
Sure. Well, goodbye, boss lady.
Goodbye.
well, Margie, I told you I'd find you a real investment. Now then, just what details did you want to discuss, old man?
Just one. Where do you intend to house the Mandini family?
House them?
Why, yes. According to the contract, you're supposed to provide them with living quarters. It's in the fine print. There you are. See what it says?
I can't even see the fine print.
Well, allow me.
Well, why can't they stay where they've been staying?
Well, they happen to be in a very expensive hotel at the moment, and I just think it would be cheaper for Miss Albright if she moved them into an apartment where they could do their own cooking. You see, some of them are on a very restricted diet.
Well, okay, I'll make the arrangements and call you back. Come on, Freddie.
Well, all right, it's finally happened. The thing every man dreams of, the crowning reward of a lifetime.
You mean you're finally going to get married?
Don't be ridiculous. I said reward. All right, I'm going to appear on television.
Television? What show are you going to be on? People are funny?
No, I don't blame you for being envious, all right. This opportunity only comes to the giants of industry. The call came from the office of Bruce Carling, producer of the TV show Important People.
Say, that's one of those shows where they put the cameras right in your own home, isn't it?
That's it, boy. Soon I'll be facing 10 million people from my own living room.
Do you think the public is ready for that yet? Yes, Betty?
Mr. Bruce Carling is here, sir.
Oh, yes, yes. Send him right in.
Stick around, all right. I might be able to work you into the program in a minor capacity. Mr. Carling.
Congratulations, sir. You have been selected to be my guest on my next telecast of Important People.
Mr. Carling, I'm George Honeywell.
Oh, nice to know you, sir. Will Tuesday night be convenient, Mr. Albright?
But, Mr. Carling, the call came to me.
It did? Well, I guess my secretary slipped up somewhere. You see, I'm doing a series on New York's civic leaders. And what with Mr. Albright being chairman of the Traffic Commission, and next week designated as Safe Driving Week, we thought he'd be a natural.
Oh, I see.
Stick around, Mr. Honeywell. I might be able to work you into the program in some minor capacity.
Well, it'll be good for the whole firm, I'm sure. I have a tie-up with TV Guide. They're going to cover the show for a good feature story, so the name of Honeywell and Todd will be on practically every newsstand in the country.
Well, that's fine. I might even drop in during the telecast and say a few words. You know, as Albright's oldest and dearest friend.
Excuse me, Mr. Carling. Yes, Betty?
Your daughter is here to see you again.
Well, have her wait a few moments. Well, Mr. Carling, I'll be happy and honored to be on your show.
Well, thank you, Mr. Albright. Until Tuesday, then, goodbye and good luck.
And now to call Margie and tell her what a big wheel I am.
Don't be an idiot. Margie mustn't know anything about this.
Oh, but this is going to be my big night.
Honeywell and Todd are involved in this, too, and I'm not going to have Margie fouling it up.
Well, how can I be on television in my own apartment without Margie finding out?
We'll get her out of town. You go with her, Lake Milford, for a week. Then the night of the telecast, you come in to sign some papers, leaving Margie at the lake. Then back you go. She's none the wiser, and then it's too late for her to do anything.
Well, maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right. I'll arrange all the details with Carling. Now call her in.
Betty?
Yes?
Tell Margie to come in now.
Hello, Mr. Honeywell. Do you mind if I have a word with Dad privately? It's about money, and I know you hate to see a strong man cry.
I think you'll find your father in a most receptive mood, Margie. I just gave him 1 week's vacation at Lake Milford, all expenses paid, and that includes you.
That's right, Margie. We leave tonight.
But, Dad, I can't leave town right now.
Nonsense. There's nothing to keep you here. Just close the apartment and away you go.
Yeah, a rent-free apartment for a whole week. Well, that's a wonderful idea. I'll go right home and pack bags for both of us and bring them here to the office so we can leave before you change your mind. And as for you, you're an old darling.
And this is the living room. You can rehearse here and in the den.
Sure swell of Miss Albright to leave us use her apartment. Boy, wait till the other folks get a load of this.
Oh, I hope they get here before I have to go to the TV studio. I'm anxious to meet the rest of your family.
Oh, they'll be here any minute now. Here's that grocery list you wanted.
Good. I'll charge this at the Albright's Grocers. 100 pounds of fresh fish?
That's for the twins.
Oh.
Oh, that must be the other folks now.
Hi, Mo. Welcome to your new home. Oh, how do you do, sir? You must be Joe's father.
That's not my father. That's my wife.
Your wife? Oh, excuse me, Mr. Mrs. Mandini.
Oh, that's all right. I'm always sort of a surprise to Joey's friends. I was the bearded lady in the circus we was both with.
Oh, you haven't met the twins yet, Mr. Wilson. Come on, Mike and Ike. This is where the fish is.
Those are the twins?
The best jugglers in the business.
Well, I guess Mrs. Mandini can sleep in Margie's bedroom, and you and Mo can sleep in Mr. Albright's bedroom, and the twins can sleep in the bathtub with the fish. I'd sure like to be here when Mr. Albright gets back and gets a whiff of that shower curtain.
Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Honeywell. Oh, yes, it's safe to talk in here. Margie's off someplace. I'm taking the afternoon train. All the arrangements have been made. And I'm not even telling Margie that I'm going to New York. I've got a better idea.
Fine. Now listen. Meet me here at the office and we'll go to your apartment together.
I might have known that you'd hone in on my television show. Oh, hello, Margie. Well, that'll be just fine, Sam. My daughter just came in, and I'll tell her all about it. Well, so long. I'll see you later.
Sam? Who's Sam?
Sam? Oh, he's a fellow that I met here at the hotel. He's invited me to go on an overnight fishing trip. You won't mind, will you? I'll be back the first thing in the morning.
Of course I don't mind. I know. I'll run into New York and see if everything's all right at the apartment.
Oh, you can't go to New York.
Well, I forgot to stop the milk.
I left the milkman a note myself.
Oh, you did? Well, I'm sure I forgot something. I know. I left the gas on in the kitchen stove.
Oh, I turned it off.
Oh. Well, how about...
Oh, I turned the lights off, too.
Well, I guess you thought of everything.
And besides, if Mr. Honeywell ever caught you in New York, your poor old dad would be in real trouble. I mean, this trip was his idea.
Okay, forget it. Have a good time fishing.
Well, that's my little girl. I'm going to see Pete and make the arrangements now.
Pete? I thought you said Sam.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sam is going, too. The three of us are going.
Operator, get me Carlton 39783 in New York, please.
Hello, who's this? Hello, Miss Albright. This is Mrs. Mandini, Joe's wife. Oh, I'm looking forward to meeting you, too. Yeah, everything's okie-dokie here. Freddie's down to the network arranging a big television show for us. He's been working on it ever since you left town.
Ah, that's wonderful. Just as a precaution, if anyone comes to the door there, you'd better tell them you're the new maid.
Well, gee, I don't think that'll work. I don't look very much like a maid.
Well, don't be silly. Any woman could be a maid.
Well, okay, if you say so. What'll I tell him about the twins? You know, Mike and Ike.
Well, that's easy. Just say they're my cousins from out of town.
Cousins? Oh, there's someone at the front door. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Is this the... Holy Toledo. Who are you?
I'm the new maid. Who are you?
Well, we're from the network. We came here to set up the cameras for tonight's telecast.
You mean we're going to be on television?
Yeah.
Boy, that Freddie sure works fast. Oh, well, come in. I want to tell the others about our big break. Come on, Mike and Ike. Let's go see Daddy. Miss Albright's cousin from out of town.
What kind of a joint is this?
You never know what to expect on a Bruce Carling show. He's a genius at digging up the unusual.
This Albright character must own a circus or something. Well, let's go get the cameras and get set up.
Well, getting ready for the big telecast, eh? I'm Mr. Honeywell. I'm Mr. Albright's colleague. Probably be on the show with him, you know, to juice it up with a few laughs, eh?
Yeah, there'll be plenty laughs on this show, mister. Go in and look around. We got the other cameras set up inside.
Good evening, friends of the vast television audience. I just happened to be in the neighborhood, and I thought I'd drop in on my old friend Vern Albright. My name is George Honeywell, of Honeywell and Todd. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really didn't expect to find a seal. What's going on here? Who the blazes are you?
Look, I told the other guys on the camera crew, I'm the new maid, and Mike is little Margie's cousin from out of town. Now leave us alone. We're rehearsing for the television show tonight.
Oh, I see. Well, as long... Margie! Oh, more of you, eh? Clear out! You hear?
Get lost, Buster.
They have to rehearse for the TV show. Hit the bricks, Rube.
Well, you're not going on in this show. Now clear out. Get out.
I hated to belt the old geezer, but nobody's going to do us out of our big chance. Tie him up and stash him in that closet until the show is over.
Hey, that's a TV camera, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's a Look, we're doing a remote pickup here. Mr. Albright's going to be featured guest on Important People tonight.
You mean Mr. Albright's coming here to be on television?
That's right. Oh, you with those other freaks in there?
I gotta make a phone call.
And they're putting the equipment in now? I see. It all adds up now, Dad's phony fishing trip and not wanting me to go to New York. Stop yelling, Freddie, and listen. You get the Mandinis out before Dad gets there, or we're a couple of dead ducks. I'll grab a plane and get there as soon as I can.
Yes, Margie, I'll get him out of here on the double.
Well, if it ain't a hotshot agent. You said you'd put us on television, and you didn't waste no time.
Look, fellas, there's been a mistake. You gotta get out of here fast.
What? Another wise guy, eh? Bertha, another wise guy.
I'll explain later, but you gotta get out of here before Mr. Albright gets back.
But we're going on television tonight.
Just like my mother, the tattoo lady, always used to say, never trust an agent. Tie him up.
I can't understand it. Mr. Honeywell said he'd meet me here.
He hasn't been back since he went to check on things at your apartment.
Well, he's probably there right now, smack dab in front of the nearest camera, the big ham. Well, I can't wait any longer.
Hold it. Stand right there. How's that for an opening shot, Bruce?
That's perfect. Well, Mr. Albright, I see you made it. I was beginning to get worried. We're on the air in a couple of minutes.
Mr. Carling, where are you?
He's down at the studio.
Coming over fine, Mr. Albright. We're going to pick you up as you get off the elevator coming home from the office.
Well, shouldn't I freshen up a bit? Won't I need makeup?
No, we like to keep our shows informal, completely relaxed. Now get back in the elevator. We'll be on the air in a few seconds.
Stand by, Bruce. On the air.
Good evening. Tonight we visit a distinguished New Yorker, Mr. Vernon Albright. He's a man of many interests. Chairman of the Traffic Commission, Executive Vice President of the investment firm of Honeywell and Todd, civic leader, good citizen, good father, good American. Now, I think it's just about time to catch Mr. Albright as he comes home to his quiet, dignified apartment after a long, hard day at the office, where he combines business and civic activities. Good evening, Mr. Albright. Getting home kind of late, aren't you?
Oh, good evening, Bruce. Yes, I had a long, hard day at the office.
If you don't mind, we'd like to come in and see your apartment and meet your charming daughter, Margie.
Oh, I'm happy to say, I'm sorry, but Margie's not here tonight. She's out of town. Well, shall we go in? This is my living room, Bruce. Nothing elaborate or exciting, but I call it home.
There must be something exciting about it. You forgot to hang up your hat.
Oh, so I did. Guess I got confused by all your cameras. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll hang it in the closet.
Who's that?
This is Joe and Mo, the hit of the show. The Mandinis are on the air.
Oh, Margie!
Hi, Dad. What's new?
Oh, good evening, Miss Albright. Perhaps you'd like to tell the television audience who your father's friends are?
Friends, yes. Like every red-blooded American boy, my father was always crazy about circuses. So what did he do? He did what every red-blooded American boy would do. He ran away and joined the circus, where he met the red-blooded American Mandinis, and they formed a close friendship. So now every time they're in New York, they come to visit with him and renew their red-blooded American friendship.
Very interesting, I'm sure, but perhaps you'd like to show us the rest of your apartment.
Oh, I certainly. Dad, show Mr. Carling your trophies in the den.
Perhaps you better hang up your hat first, Mr. Albright.
Oh, yes, my hat.
Fun at the Albrights, eh? This is my boyfriend, Freddie Wilson. Dad doesn't like him, so I keep him in the closet.
Who are they?
Mike and Ike. They're my cousins from out of town.
Did you say cousins?
Well, that's just a little joke, Mr. Carling. They're not really my cousins. Dad just calls them that because they're his favorite pets.
Pets?
Now, don't be modest about it, Dad. You'll have to admit, Mr. Carling, it isn't everybody who can go skin diving and come up with a couple of live seals.
It's all right. Did you say skin diving?
Sure. Dad's the skinniest skin diver you'll ever see. Isn't that right, Mike and Ike?
Oh, yes, I have all sorts of trophies. Would you like to see a moose that I shot? It's over here in the closet.
Is it alive, too?
Oh, no. It's stuffed. A little moth-eaten now, not much to look at, but here it is, old moose face. Mr. Honeywell. Oh.
Never mind the gag. Untie my hands so I can brain you with my bare knuckles.
Well, so you made the telecast after all, Mr. Honeywell.
Oh, yes, yes. Hey, your father tried to keep me off of the program, but I fooled him.
The man from TV Guide is here. He says he wants to take a picture. Do I look all right?
Who's that? You know perfectly well who that is. That's your new maid.
And so ends our stimulating visit with Vernon Albright, his family, his friends. Good night and good luck.
Margie, for once, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
Well, you don't have to say anything, Dad. You know the old Chinese proverb, one picture is worth 1,000 words. And here's the picture that proves it.
Why, I made the cover of TV Guide after all.
That's right. And there's a story inside featuring Mr. Honeywell, so he's more than satisfied. And the network wants you and me to do a television show together.
You and me?
What do you think we ought to call it? At Home with the Crazy Mixed Up Albrights?
Well, the idea's right, but the title is wrong. Just call it, That's My Little Margie.